Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week of the fuckery. We're your disappointed but not surprised co-hosts. I'm Alex.
I'm Addie.
Okay, so I want to start off by talking about one thing. So I don't think we've discussed it on the podcast before, but everybody knows about the Gabby Petito murder thing. Blah blah. It was the biggest case on the fucking news for months.
This was the biggest case since the Lacey Peterson murder case, I feel like.
And how fucking long ago was that? I feel like I was in high school.
Yeah, I feel like this blew up like O.J. Simpson case. But
yeah.
not, I mean, obviously, fucking Brian Laundrie, Landry or Laundrie?
I have no fucking idea.
Whatever it is, didn't go on trial because he disappeared. But this was, I feel like this was just as big as that murder.
Yeah, it was huge.
Huge. Everybody knew about it.
And it's that's horrible.
Right.
But it's people get murdered by their significant others every day.
Every day.
And you barely hear about it. It's a headline in the newspaper and then the next day you're forgotten about. I don't know why this blew up so much.
Certain ones do. It was even the Lacey Peterson one. The documentaries with that, they said that blew up so fucking big. And I guess it's because, and that's what they said in the documentary. It's because this was a handsome guy that you thought wouldn't do that. Oh, well.
He wasn't handsome to me.
I didn't think he was good looking.
He looks like a chode.
Right. He kind of did.
But whatever. But yeah, so, okay. But what I really want to talk about is, so today, the FBI came out and said, in the notebook that they found alongside his remains, he admitted to murdering her. Number one, why is this news? Because who the fuck else killed her?
Why is this coming out now when he died, when they found his remains how many weeks ago?
Right. And also they found his remains in a swamp. They said he was submerged in water. It was going to be hard to tell the manner of death, whatever, blah, blah. But the notebook's intact?
Notebook's fine.
Come on.
I'm sorry. That is so fucking ridiculous. It's not even funny.
I'm calling bullshit on this whole thing.
They probably, one of the cops just, wrote, Dear Diary. I killed Gabby.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Yeah, because they want to just close the case and move the fuck on.
I mean, I don't blame them for wanting to close the case because honestly, everybody knows he did it. It's no fucking secret.
I know, and they were calling him person of interest or whatever the frig they were called. They wouldn't say murderer. They were saying the suspect, a suspect in her disappearance and a murder. The dude literally went on a trip and came home without her and didn't say jack shit to anyone.
Right.
Who else would have killed her?
It's him.
Come on.
You come home without her and you're not going to call her fucking family immediately? I lost her at some time during the fucking trip.
Exactly. Or even if, in where were they? Wyoming or Utah or wherever the fuck they were?
Some Midwest bumfucky.
If they got in a fight and she didn't resurface for a day, normal people would call 911 and be my girlfriend's missing and we're from out of state and she doesn't know the area and whatever. He just literally just came back to Florida and went on with his life.
My favorite is how he was just all right, I'm going to murder her and then go home. If that were me, just saying, if that were me and I murdered my significant other, I'd put a fake 911 call out.
Oh, 100%. And
cover
say we
my
got
fucking tracks.
Yeah, say, we got in an argument and I don't know where she went.
Right.
Or he went.
Cover my fucking tracks, not come home, not say a fucking peep, move on with my life and have her family be worried sick. It's she comes from a stable family in Bayport or wherever she was from.
Yeah.
Blue Point, whatever it was.
And another thing, that if it were me in his shoes,
if we were the murderers,
we would have gotten away with it because we are actually intelligent and sick. But I would have, okay, he drove from Utah or Wyoming back to Florida. You literally went across the country. why wouldn't you dump her body
Somewhere.
in no man's land that you were driving through?
Anywhere.
The police she would have been eaten alive by like, I mean, not
Coyotes,
alive, but she would have been eaten,
hyenas,
buzzards.
yeah,
like she would have been,
vultures, anybody.
they might not have even been able to ID her for a long time. Like the states don't talk to each other. So
No.
if he dumped her body off in fucking, I don't know, Tennessee, they're not going to really figure it out immediately. So yeah, like he's just an idiot. Or maybe
he's fucking stupid.
And like, why did you come home just to like go kill yourself? Like, why wouldn't you just do it there?
My question that I kind of want to find out though is like, did he really kill himself? Maybe he felt guilty about the whole thing and killed himself, or did like somebody like one of her family suspect it, kill him?
I don't think so, because his family was like, I think, like his family knew he went to this park, like whatever the frig it's called, like this preserve.
Okay.
And like they were basically like, they didn't tell the police or anything that they knew he was there, and then they were searching for him, and then the parents found his backpack. I don't know, the whole thing is just fucking weird. And like they had been searching it for days in the same spot. Like you didn't find the backpack the first day? Come on.
The whole case was fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he could have covered his tracks more, and I feel like the police are just digging up random evidence, and like, yeah, like them coming out with the notebook today.
I know. Meanwhile, when they first had it, when they first found it, they were like, "Oh, there was nothing in there of importance." And now today, they're
like a Dear Diary, like I killed her.
Like, what the hell? I don't know. It's like scares me. But what scares me the most, I still see on like my Explore page on Instagram, people that made like Instagram pages of her and stuff. Like, you don't know this girl. You never met her. And writing things like, she changed the world. Your smile, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that is fucking creepy.
It's so fucking creepy because they have no idea who she is. She was a blogger for, was she a blog? She was a blogger.
Yeah, she was a blogger, like being like posting things about their travels.
Well, how does that fucking change your life? Like, we're not trying to be dicks here or anything
no,
like that.
and I feel terrible for her and her family.
It's horrible that she got murdered, but these like teeny boppers saying that she changed your life, like you didn't know her from a fucking hole in the wall.
That's like so creepy to me. That's like one of us making a fucking Bob Saget memorial page and posting that like like, why would I do that? Like, that's so weird.
I was honest to God a little shook when Bob Saget died. Never in my life have I been upset about a celebrity dying. Never once. Not Michael Jackson. A lot of people were upset about Britney. Why am I drawing
Murphy?
a blank? Murphy, thank you. A lot of my friends are upset about Britney Murphy.
I was so upset when Paul Walker died.
Yeah. Never in my life was I upset about any fucking celebrity dying. When I saw Bob Saget, I was like, have mercy. Like,
because he was like all of our dads.
He was
like, we
everybody's
grew
dad.
up with that.
Oh my God. Every Friday night or whatever the fuck Full House was on, I would watch that. And I guess like Family Matters was on after it.
Yeah.
I think it was,
yeah.
right? Wasn't that the sequence back in the day
Yep.
on... What was it,
Nick.
like Friday night and the mood is right or whatever it is? Like, and then we would all sit down as a family and watch it together. And I have seen every Full House episode.
Me too. Oh
and
my
then
God.
when he was on, what is that, Half Baked or whatever? And he's like, yo, try sucking dick for Coke. What is that? It's Half Baked, I think.
Is it? I don't remember.
And he's in the AA meeting and he's like, I've sucked dick for Coke.
Did you know that he's like a huge hip hop head?
That doesn't surprise me.
I like had no idea. I thought he was just like Danny Tanner that was like obsessed with cleaning and stuff.
Yeah.
But like he's a fucking like really like these like old school like rapper, like hip hop like rappers.
Well, he was married to an adorable. I followed her TikTok page and she's like does like cooking videos and stuff and she's got to be our age.
Oh, really?
She's cute. Yeah. Cute girl.
Oh,
They've
I
been
didn't know
married
his
for
wife
like
was that young.
4 or 5 years, I think, something like that. But she's cute. So he's like down with the young ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was a little shook about his page. But no, we would never do a fucking whole memorial
whole
page
memorial
about him.
page,
Like, you
like-
changed my life, Danny Tanner. But at least like we grew up with him. These
Right,
people
these
don't
people
know
did not
Gabby
know-
Petito from a fucking hole in the wall.
I know.
And they didn't know her. They didn't know anything about her until her fucking death.
Exactly. I don't know. I just find it weird. Like social media is like pisses me the fuck off.
Even, I'm sorry, what I think is so fucking strange is like, I think you're not obsessed with the Kardashians. I like the Kardashians, but I think Stormy Webster is so beautiful, but it's these people that have these Stormy Webster fan pages.
Yeah, that's
It's
creepy.
a fucking baby, bro.
Yeah, that's
And they
creepy.
take every piece of every story that Chloe, like they had Chicago West and Stormy's birthday party this past weekend. So they took all of Chloe's Instagram stories, reposted everything, and they put fucking makeup edits on this shit. Like, I'm sorry, this shit is so fucking weird.
That's weird. Like you have nothing better to do with your time.
If I was a parent, I'd be creeped the fuck out if I found out somebody made a fan page for my child.
Oh, hell no. And then people wonder why celebrities like don't post their kids or like blur their face out with like emoji or something, because these people are weird.
People are fucking weird.
And it's like people forget that there are sick fucking twisted people out there. So
Yep.
like when you're posting your kid naked in the bathtub and you don't have a private page or you just friend anyone, like that's a pedophile's dream.
There. Pedophiles are out there. And granted, it's like, oh, it's just a baby. It doesn't mean anything. No, that little pedophile is diddling his winky to your baby's boobies.
Exactly.
And we're not trying to be like sadistic, but that's a fucking fact.
Yeah. Like there, you know how much child porn is out there? Like
So
come
fucked
on.
up. I went to go get my hair blown out yesterday, and right local. And my hairdresser I did it from her house or whatever. I go get my blowouts done from her house. And she was saying how she just like lets her kids walk to the bus stop or whatever. But they found out that they had Family Watchdog. There was a pedophile that lives around the corner from them. And her husband is like, stay away from that fucking house, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And apparently he did like web rings of all like little boys, pornography and shit like that.
Oh my God. That's like sick.
It's fucking disgusting. Like little boys, like all like he was getting like all web pages together for it and creating like I don't even know. Like you
How
can
dumb can you be
you can
though?
find
You
it
know
on
the
Family
fucking
Watchdog in like Islip, New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like literally if you download like one thing of kiddie porn, the FBI is kicking your door in.
Really?
So how stupid can you be? Yeah, somebody that not that I this person was a teacher at my high school.
Okay.
And he got arrested for like having child pornography on his computer. I don't know whatever happened with the case, but it was like in the news. I don't know like what happened, but the story that he came out with was saying that he was doing writing an article or writing a piece on like human trafficking and accidentally clicked something. And then like the next day, like the FBI was busting down his door. Who knows if that's true, what the
Right,
real
maybe
story
he was
is,
a
but I'm
straight
just
up
saying
pedophile.
like, you know.
They monitor everything.
Well, clearly.
Clearly, because Alex and I, side note, guys, our Instagram and our Facebook page got taken down.
Disappointed but not surprised.
Fuck you, Seaborn.
Literally.
So our new Instagram name, guys, for now is DBNS Podcast. It's back to the original one that we had. And you know what? I had to fight for disappointed but not surprised.
You had to pay that girl.
I had to bribe some Russian bitch who was in Russia who cursed me out. And then I had to fucking like but it wasn't even Venmo. I had to like PayPal her money. And then they wanted Kiwi, send me money on Kiwi, whatever the Russian Venmo is or whatever. And then I had to curse out her stupid, ugly mud of a boyfriend too. And like the whole thing was nuts. So we fought so hard for our Instagram page. And then now it got taken down. And I don't even know why it got taken down. We had one of our fans, our micro fans, peed their pants. And like was like, your podcast got me so excited that I peed myself. And posted a picture of him peeing his pants.
Well, just like the wet
It
on
was
the
all
pants.
wet on the pants. And so we like screenshotted that and we're like, we love our fans and posted that. And that got flagged for bullying. We're not bullying.
He literally sent it to us.
He sent it to us. He DM'd us. Why don't these fucking micros get like flagged?
Yeah, seriously. I think maybe somebody's reporting us.
They must
We
be.
have haters.
And then Seaborn DM'd us and was like, hey, who wants to hear an interview about my Willie? Take a poll. So we screenshotted that and said, hey guys, who wants to hear Seaborn on our podcast? And people were like, me. That got flagged as bullying. It's like, we're not bullying these guys. It's not like we're
the ones that are
on-
getting harassed.
We're the ones that are getting
We're getting
harassed.
dick pics every day.
Every single day. And your Brillo bushes gotta go, bro. Gotta go. Like, it's not even funny. So our podcast page got taken down. Our fucking TikTok got taken down.
Oh
I
my
mean, we
God.
kind of bullied that guy.
Kenny?
Your neighbor. Yeah, we shot his house with potato guns, and apparently
Fuck
that's
him.
illegal.
More
But
of
fuck
them.
him.
More
You
of
know
that
what?
hit my
He's a
fence than even
harasser.
his. Yeah, exactly. He should be in fucking jail for harassing me the way he
Harassment.
did.
Fuck him. And you know what? Honestly, it did hit your fence, and it went in your pool, and like,
And
some
then
of it
my
hit the
dog
side
had
of
the
his-
one in his mouth the next day.
But what are they doing to us? And then all the guys on our DMs like will like screenshot some of the stuff that they say to us, but we're not bullying them.
No.
We're saying like we literally, I think what the caption was is like, we love our fans or something like that. We're the guy that peed his pants. We support the micros.
And plus, how come people on TikTok can post
nudes,
titties, beating
butt
the
shaking.
shit out of each other, people high as fuck on drugs,
Yeah.
people like shooting up on the street, like
Yeah.
this and that, like exploiting people for views. That's okay, but we can't fucking launch a potato at someone's house?
And then we can't repost some guy peeing his pants saying your podcast got me excited. We got like 4 flags in a row of this shit.
I feel personally attacked.
I feel personally attacked. So now we have to start all over again. Not that our Instagram was good or anything like that or whatever, but we were out there. We had a couple hundred followers on that shit. So guys, follow our Instagram. It's DBNS
And we're gonna make it
podcast.
better this time.
Yeah, we're going full force into marketing. So we are going to be your newest, coolest, revamped podcast.
Yeah.
We're back and sicker than ever.
You know whose page really needs to get taken down? And I hate to say this.
Who?
Britney Spears. Yo! Like, I love her to death, but like, stay the fuck off the social media.
I am not gonna lie. I am full support of free Britney because I don't think that anybody should ever have censorship like that. I don't think anybody. Look at Lindsay Lohan. She went fucking crazy. She did that awkward dance in Mykonos, and she doesn't have a fucking conservatorship. I was a fucking junkie, and I didn't have a conservatorship. Not that I have money to conserve, but like, you know, there's so much. Look at Macaulay Culkin, our boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
He went ape shit. Like, all these fucking celebrities go ape shit. They don't have a conservatorship, and Brit got one. But like, I'm sorry. I have been both Alex and I have been a Britney Spears fan since that day Hit Me Baby came out on MTV.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God. I remember seeing it for the first time. I was at my house. I had a couple of friends over and we were all like, whoa. On MTV with Carson Daly.
Yeah,
They're
TRL.
fucking- yeah. And like, I must have been to at least 6 or 7 of her concerts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I followed her everywhere. I have every single one of her albums. I mean, her CDs. She is just, I have fangirled out on her, girl crush on her since day one.
Mm-hmm.
But like, homegirl, you gotta chill.
Please get the fuck off Instagram.
Social media. With her nudes with the little flowers over her fucking vagina and titties. And even somebody was like, yo, they look like grainy ass photos that you send your boyfriend from your fucking BlackBerry.
But what about the ones with her just like spinning in a fucking circle for like 5 minutes? I'm like, what is this? And like, please tell me you have a tripod and somebody is not filming that, because if they are, they need to be shot.
Unless her weird boyfriend is. I don't trust her boyfriend for shit.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
I don't trust her boyfriend for shit. I feel like he is not, I mean, I don't know them. I don't know anything about them, but I feel like he's in it because she's Britney Spears and he wanted fame.
Yeah.
If you go to his Instagram page, because he's a model or whatever the fuck he is, and like, I don't know, their whole relationship seems so awkward to me. I feel like they have nothing in common, but I'm just looking at it from afar and maybe they do. But I feel like she's almost so deranged right now, and maybe she's on so much drugs, which is making her deranged, but nothing she does makes sense.
Well, she was writing like that post about Jamie Lynn. And
I think that piggybacks off of her interview, because Jamie Lynn was on Call Her Daddy. And I think that piggybacks off of her interview with that whole thing. And she was like writing this whole 4-page in her notes, like in her notes on her phone.
But it started out with saying she had a fever.
No, it started off with a fucking picture of a cup of coffee. And then you swiped. It was like pictures of a fucking cappuccino. And then you swiped. And then you see that she's talking about a fever. And then she's talking about how she chased through the house with a knife or something like that.
What?
It was so fucking...
Well, then she was like, I have a fever. And I was sending my security to get me medicine. And they wouldn't go. And like, and I'm like, what does this have to do with Jamie Lynn?
It doesn't. I'm going to find it. 2 pictures of nutmeg-covered cappuccinos with cinnamon in them. I flew home to Jamie Lynn on the couch, watching her TV show right after Justin and I broke up. I was a ghost there. Ghost emoji. I had worked my whole life, and I didn't know how to be served by mama. Sit there and get served hot chocolate milkshakes with the perfectly crushed ice with the secret chunky sugar. Meanwhile, Jamie Lynn is 12. She indulges with the TV for hours, then goes to lay out on a raft at the pool. I'm in shock because this was never my life. Justin's family was all I knew for many years. Things were different now when Jamie Lynn had a new Nickelodeon show. All I remember was saying, damn, how the hell does a 12-year-old land a Nickelodeon show? Well, I never got my iced chocolate drink. Shrug emoji.
What the fuck is she talking
Shrug
about?
emoji, drink emoji. I mean, yeah, I'm grown up, right? But then maybe I might need a little support. It was a People magazine cover. The people show up as Jamie Lynn says, I was scared. Fuck yeah. My mama was on pain medication and could barely hold a conversation in the house because her and my dad split and she was more messed up than anything. I remember her sitting on the floor in a conversation and she never got up. And I'm sorry, Jamie Lynn. I wasn't strong enough to do what you should have done. Slapped you and mama right across your fucking faces.
Like, what are you saying?
And
she didn't
why,
get the hot chocolate?
I don't know. And why do I say that? You selfish little brat. Saying how weird and dumb it was that I bought a house for mama. She was so proud, and you told that interview girl that it was just weird. I'm assuming that's Alex Cooper. Like, I guess I will walk in these halls. Why did you say that? And why watching your at-length interview, really 2 hours or more, on the topic about the knife, which is ironically the only lie you've ever told in your life? Why is that conversation 20 minutes? And the most degrading to me, but you don't want to keep talking about it because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Yet you let it linger forever, saying you felt unsafe with me and weird. Fuck you, Jamie Lynn. My mouth was on the floor the way you talked back to mama when I came home. Shocked out of my mind. You were fucking hateful to her, and I know mama had been lazy with me but I'm sorry, you deserve way more than a purse knocked at you by mama. She should have whipped your ass. Poor mama took it just like I did in the end, but worshipped you too much. I know.
Wasn't she just saying she should have beat the shit out of her mom? Now she's saying her poor mom.
She worshipped you too much. I know, but if you came out of my stomach, I would have popped the shit out of your little ass. When I came home, you and your little friends all thought I wasn't cool. Sunglasses emoji. You felt bad for me in the breakup. Hell no, you didn't. You and your friends all dyed your hair like Christina Aguilera and no longer would play with me anymore. Never shut you out ever. I get it. You were 12, but you were fucking hateful to mama being cool with your stupid dark hair. You can paint it however you like, dear child. You shut me out when I needed you the most, writing in your book saying I wasn't like your mom anymore. No, you hurt me.
Like, what?
She's so delusional.
She's
right
like mentally
now.
ill for sure.
I think she is very mentally ill. That whole like thing reminds me of a couple of episodes. the Bill one.
Oh,
He doesn't call me Bill.
Yeah.
How he was talking in sentences that don't make sense because he's schizophrenic or whatever the fuck the guy was. It was like, I think it was like 4 episodes ago that we have, like, he called me Bill. If you listen, we posted and read some of the letters, but it's so deranged and none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I guess it does from their point of view.
Well, I
but
think she's just like writing it as it's coming into her mind.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense to us.
But then
because it's like, what?
She posted on Instagram with a fucking cappuccino picture.
That's bizarre. And just like the whole, like, the modeling the clothes that she does. Like,
So fucking weird.
what are you wearing? Why is the makeup smeared all over your face every day? I don't know. I feel sorry for her, but like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, sis, fix your fucking makeup. She looks like how we did when we came out of fucking Output after dancing in the dark for like 8 hours.
Yeah. And
On
we
a
got caught in the
rainy night.
rainstorm
And we got caught in the
walking
rain
in.
that night. Like, she looks horrible. I'm sorry. I will always love her, and I'm not trying to trash her. But it's like, I want her to get better and seek help. But I feel like she is very, very deranged right now and very unstable. And I almost understand this conservatorship. Not that anybody should ever have that much, you know.
But they know a lot more that what's going on than we do. Because we're just seeing what she posts on social media, and that's batshit. Imagine, like, being around her.
No, yeah, nobody fucking knows what it is.
Yeah.
Again, she shouldn't have a conservatorship. She's
No.
making how many millions of dollars a year?
And
she's obviously doing something right in her life. If she wants to spend her money
She
how
just
she
had
pleases,
that Vegas residency a couple of years ago.
Exactly.
And, like, not for
Exactly.
nothing, if she spends it and loses it all, that's on her.
that's on her. That's not on you, fucking
She's
stupid
a fucking
dad,
adult.
Jamie.
How even old is she? Like,
She's older than us.
yeah, she's got to be, like, in her 40s.
I think she's in her 40s right
But
now.
she acts like a 15-year-old.
It's very strange.
Yikes.
I love her to death.
So do I, but
like, all of her posts seem very almost like schizophrenic-y.
Yeah.
And like very delusional. Like, she almost is posting these from a psych ward.
well, she's like
like
not
girl
doing-
interrupted shit.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I feel like they were more normal than she is.
Yeah.
But when she was going to court for like that to end the conservatorship, I was like, her social media is doing her no favors.
None.
Her posting this crazy shit is like making her look mentally unstable.
And she sounded so normal when she was begging the...
Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, Alex and I are really fucking sick, by the way. Alex definitely is COVID.
No.
I'm not healing from COVID.
It's like, not to change the subject, but
Not to change the subject, but we sound like fucking
yeah,
men.
you were wondering why we sound a little odd.
Odd.
It's because we're both
I've
sick.
been like hacking up Louis like, wait.
Oh, me too. I got a good one at the gym this morning. I was like, whoa.
But yeah, Brit, we like pray for you.
No, we really do.
I love you, girl. But
If you ever want to be on our podcast, we'll
Come
interview you. We'll
on.
never interview Jamie Lynn, that
fuck you,
bitch.
Jamie. Although I would interview Jamie if we ever got a chance for Jamie. I want to hear her side of the story.
Yeah, even though I want to just call her out on all her bullshit.
I just love
though.
controversy.
And she looks like hell.
She looks like fucking shit. I
She
sent
looks
you that
so
clip
bad.
and I was
Yeah.
like, yo, she looks terrible. And you're like,
She-
that's what happens to an evil bitch.
No, because she looks like George Washington.
With her hair parted down the middle and the
Like,
waves.
what is this? The fucking 1600s or whatever year that was?
She's trying out for her spot in Mount Rushmore.
She could go on there. She was like the color of Mount Rushmore too, like her face.
Like gray. She was
I
like
know.
terrible.
She looked like a vampire or something. Like her face and hair was the same color.
And her lips
and her
need filler.
shirt.
Yeah.
Like everything was the same color. I thought I was like staring at a wall.
For anybody that doesn't know what we're talking about, just go on the Call Her Daddy Instagram page because Alexandra Cooper had her on. And Call Her Daddy doesn't get taken down.
I know.
Life.
Well, she's getting called the fuck out.
She's getting called
Maybe
the fuck
she'll
out
get
for
dropped
this.
from Barstool and we'll take her spot.
But like, no, bad publicity is still publicity,
I
man.
know.
I'd rather have bad publicity than fucking no publicity.
Exactly.
Let us be controversial. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
at least you're getting out there. Like, she really blew up when that whole controversy with her and Sophia Franklin came about too, and they were like, they split up and shit.
Yeah.
She, like, everybody knew who she was after that.
That's true.
So honestly, bad publicity is better than no publicity. But like, no, seriously, back to COVID. Like, Alex and I'm sorry. Like, I didn't feel like last week I spoke about how I had COVID on New Year's Eve. And what day is it? It's the 21st of January right now when we're recording. 21 days later, I did not feel that bad when I had it. Like, I was like, okay. Like, I felt off. My brain felt funny. I had a lot of sinus pressure. I had a sore throat, but like, I didn't have a fever. I wasn't sweating in bed. I read 2 books. We watched movies. We watched TV shows together. My boyfriend had the same symptoms that I had. He's vaxxed. I'm not. So it wasn't like I was a lot worse than he was or whatever. But like, we're not healing. I think that's the scariest part of everything is like, we're not fucking healing from it.
Well, they say like it stays in your system for months. Like you could test positive 3 months later.
Which is so fucking crazy.
Someone that I know couldn't go back to work until they got a negative test, and they kept testing positive even though they were like didn't have it for like weeks or like a week or whatever
I
it
just
was.
went right back to work.
Yeah.
I worked during it. I didn't even know I had it. I thought it was a sinus infection, honestly. But like, it's fucking weird. I'm sorry. And I secretly like think that all this shit is man-made from some lab in China. Didn't they have scientific proof that came out or no?
Out of the Wuhan lab, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Was it factual or no?
I mean, everybody's going to try to debunk it, but they're not going to admit that because then China should be held accountable for this.
True.
And, you know, we won't get into politics, but, you know.
Fuck it.
Like,
but like, I've had the flu before. I don't ever remember lingering effects for almost a month.
no, the only good thing about the flu is like you have it for 3 days and on the 4th day you're back to yourself.
I had lingering effects from the flu and I had really bad bronchitis afterwards and it was hard to breathe. Like I remember not being able to get air in, but like 2 weeks later I went back to the gym and I was fine.
Yeah.
I'm still not okay at the gym. I went to boxing the other day and I like actually cried at boxing because I got so overwhelmed because I got so dizzy and I'm so upset that mentally I'm back, but physically I'm not back.
Yeah. And that's frustrating when it's like you feel like you don't have control over your body.
Yeah. And like, I'm not a crier. Like I literally do not cry, but I just got like very overwhelmed because I got so dizzy and I don't even know why. I just like broke down and I wasn't like full on sobbing in the boxing ring. That's like fucking weird.
Yeah.
But like I got like emotional. And then on the way home, I called my boyfriend to see what he wanted for dinner. And he was like, how was boxing? And I was like, I started crying. And I just got emotional on the phone with him and just sobbed. But like, don't show your fucking tears in public. But it's almost scary that everybody's having these residual effects for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks after. And a lot of people I talk to, like one of my friends had the first round of it and she said her heart rate is still fucked up a year later.
Really? But it affects everyone differently. That's what I don't understand. You didn't lose your
Sense
taste
of smell
or
anything
smell.
like that.
Other
I
people
didn't have
don't
a
have
fever.
it for months.
Yeah, the guy that I got it from, my coworker had a fever. Alex has it now, and she's giving it back to me. The guy that I got it from, my coworker, had a fever. I didn't have a fever. My boyfriend didn't have a fever. His entire family got it, not from us. They didn't have a fever. But then like half of my coworkers, they were all sweating in bed for like 3 days. First round, they all lost their sense of smell. then some people thought they had a sinus infection and they had their sense of smell. Some people have no symptoms and they test positive and they're just carriers. Like,
Right.
why is everybody's symptoms so fucking different?
I don't know. Even like my cousin had it and she got it from her friend. Her friend had like a little cold. She's not vaccinated, just had a little cold. My cousin got it. She's vaccinated and she was like dying, like the aches, the body pain, like had to lay in bed for days. So like, number one, that tells you the vaccine doesn't work.
It doesn't fucking work.
So, but that's besides the
or
point.
it doesn't work for Omicron or whatever this one is.
Right.
But then why are we even getting vaccinated if
There's
now
no
they're
point.
mutating and it's not working for certain ones?
Right. There's no point.
None. Can you tell Alex and I are not vaccinated?
But like, you know, whatever. But
For people with underlying issues,
oh, absolutely. If
for
you're
people
older,
with old age, I fully support it for them. One of my good friends has really bad lungs. He's in the hospital every fucking month for blood transfusions. He needs it.
Right.
Healthy-minded people like me and Alex, our personal opinion, it's fucking dumb for us to get.
but just because it doesn't work. If this whole thing was going to end, if everybody on Earth got vaccinated, fine, sign me up.
Right.
Because I want to go fucking travel and not wear a mask and do whatever the fuck I want to do
Right.
and eat in restaurants without having to show a stupid card. But it doesn't work.
But
so
everybody
why am I
that
going
I
to
know
do that?
that's fucking vaccinated still got it.
Exactly. So, and they were like, oh, it lessens the symptoms. You and your boyfriend
Had the same
had the
symptoms.
same symptoms. So that's a crock of shit also.
I didn't have a fucking fever. He still is residual effect. Let me tell you something. We had sex last night and that motherfucker was so out of breath. I felt so bad for him. And he's like, he was getting like visibly upset about it because he's in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
But like, because it's still lingering from sex. Like he was like wheezing from sex.
Yeah, that's unless he's like you're doing it on the treadmill or something.
No, we weren't. And I rode him a couple of like last week and I was so not into it. And not that because I love him so much and like he's obviously turning me on, but like I wasn't into it because my head was still pounding. I had so much sinus pressure and I felt so out of breath and so exhausted from like a minute to 2 minutes on top. Like I was done. Like
Yeah.
I'm so tired right now. Lay me like a fucking starfish and just pound me. Like, because this riding you cowboy style ain't fucking working for me right now.
Yeah, no.
It's like a little scary.
And it like
that it's
takes the
lasting
joy
that
out of
longer.
it.
I just want to be freaky again.
Like when I'm sick, I don't want to be touched.
Yeah.
Or like if I don't feel good, don't touch me, please. Like ugh.
We made it work a couple of times, but like it wasn't like the same frisky shit that we usually do. We're just like, bleh.
It's like just roll over.
Just stick it in. I'll just Bret them. Just fucking 2 pumps and we're done.
That's like me in the morning. Like before I have to get up for work, I'm like, just put it in. I'm not moving. I'm not fucking moving. I'm sorry. I'm tired. You know how I am with my sleep.
Like this is pre-coffee, bro. Just get it over with.
Yeah.
And that's like not us. Like it's like upsetting to my life that I feel this shitty still afterwards. And Alex just got it. But we don't know if she
No,
does.
I don't think I have it.
You're just coughing and hacking.
Yeah, I'm just coughing and I'm stuffy. But like, I don't have anything else. Which, I mean, I could technically have it. But my mom was also sick, like had the same thing. And
Yeah.
then my boyfriend was sick 2 weeks ago.
But there's still other fucking symptoms of shit going around.
That's yeah. Well,
There's still other
the cold, the
sicknesses.
common cold still exists. The flu still exists. Like
That's
maybe not on paper anymore because they put everything as COVID, but in reality, it still exists.
I didn't even think I had it. I literally worked for like 4 days and then I went to go get a fucking Z-Pack because like I was like, fuck, I have a sinus infection. And
Well, you told me you were like, I'm a little sick. Like if you don't want to record, I'm like, nah, whatever.
right. sure as shit I had it.
But I didn't get it, so it's like
You didn't get it. And then I went to go get a Z-Pack from the doctor, and they don't prescribe you medicine, and they don't see you without giving you a COVID test if you're
Are you
sick.
serious?
So that's when I found out. Then like 4 days later, and I'm working with people. I'm surrounded by people. Like I have the mask on at work because of the mask mandate, but not with my coworkers. Like we take it down. And sure as shit, like 4 days later, that Monday morning, I get the text from like the CDC, like, you have COVID, stay home for 10 days. And we're like, oops.
okay.
But then my boyfriend wasn't feeling good that day too, like the day before. So he went and got a test, and he got his test like a couple hours after me. But yeah, we still don't feel that good. And like, I think that's the freakiest part about it, that it's still like a month later, and I have energy that goes and goes and goes and goes.
Yeah, I don't know how you are always like doing shit.
I'm always busy. I will get up in the morning before work. I'll go to the gym. I'll have a 12-hour shift. I'll literally clean my whole house, cook, clean, like everything.
Yeah,
I'm doing
the
this,
complete
that,
opposite.
that. I read fucking book. You know what I mean? Like I'm always busy. I'm always doing something, and I never stop. And I'm like a fucking waste of life right now. I feel like I'm still at work 24/7, but I feel like I can only give my energy to that, and then I come home and I'm exhausted, and it's freaking me the fuck out.
Well, that's how I feel, and I don't even have COVID, and I work from home.
And you work from home. But like, what is this shit? Like nobody even knows what it really is.
No, and that's why they really can't make like an effective vaccine, because we don't know what it is. It affects everyone differently.
Yeah.
How do you know what to put in this to combat it? Like, it keeps mutating. Well, there's new strains all the time. I don't even know if I fucking believe that shit. Sounds like Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
Like, what the fuck? Where did they come up with this shit? But whatever. But yeah, I don't think I have it though.
The only other thing that was so weird about it too was like the brain fog that everybody gets by it. Like no sickness I've ever had has had my equilibrium be so off. But like I've talked to a couple of like coaches and health people, and they said that that's because there's so much sinus and pressure in your head, and the mucus is so thick. So I started taking a vitamin NAC to like loosen it, and Mucinex, and it's been helping a little bit. But it's like I felt like I couldn't drive. Like I felt very fucking off driving, like I was gonna crash.
Yeah.
And we went to Costco one night, and I was like holding his hand because I felt, you know, when you get so stoned that you're so awkward and you feel like everybody's looking at you, and you did like a whip it almost, and you're like, whoa, where the fuck am I? This is so awkward. I feel so awkward because everybody's looking at me, but nobody was. You know what I mean? We're in Costco, and like that's how I kind of felt, and I felt like all my senses were off. But they say again, there's so much mucus stuck in your brain that, and like in your head pressure, that it's like throwing off your equilibrium and everything like that. And that was the only worry part that was like fucking weird.
Yeah, someone I know that had it said that they literally couldn't think.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to work
fog.
and they were like, I can't even like put a sentence together. And that's literally how I felt when I, disappointed but not surprised, got carbon monoxide poisoning. And I like literally like I was working and I'm like, why can't I put a sentence together?
Yeah.
And like what, like literally that's what scared the shit out of me. And then I started getting like the physical effects, but like it's been a year and I still haven't replaced my heating system, so I'm probably gonna die soon. But I'll just come back and haunt you, so it'll be fine.
Oh, speaking of fucking being haunted, so let me just preface. About a year ago.
It's literally gonna be a year because
yeah. So about around this time last year, my tattoo artist died. And I loved her. I mean, her and I got along very well. She was actually going to be on one of the episodes to the podcast, but she was kind of like losing it around then. It was like a year ago. Alex and I were waiting for her. She used to be a dominatrix too. So we were going to have her on one of our dom episodes, and her and I got along very well. She's done my whole back. She's done a lot of.
She did our DBNS tattoo.
She did our Disappointed But Not Surprised tattoos last October. Not this past one, but the one before that. And then I was getting my fingers done around January last year, And she ended up texting me and she's like, hey, sweetie, I'm not feeling that. Or she goes, can we push off our appointment for an hour? And I was like, yeah, of course. And this is last January 14th. And so, and like, I looked it up recently. That's how I know the date. And then she texts me maybe an hour after that. And she goes, hey girl, I'm having really bad asthma. Can we move it to next week, our appointment? And I was like, of course, like no problem.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I think I might have to go to the hospital. I was like, holy fuck, do you want me to take you there? She doesn't answer. I love Alicia, who is my tattoo artist, but she was very flaky and I knew who she was. And she was the type of person that maybe if she wanted to go out and get like drunk with a guy, she would push off our appointment because it's not like she's losing me as a client ever. I'm always going to be there. And I didn't really give a fuck. But it was annoying that like the tattoo appointment got rescheduled. But I know that's her. Like she deaded us for when she was supposed to record and she confirmed the night before and she just didn't show up. She was flaky as fuck.
Yeah.
But she was fantastic at her job. She did great work and she knew that I was a solid client because I was a friend of hers. So it's not like it was pure business.
Right.
Where if she blew me off once or twice and she made it up to me and gave me a discount the next time or whatever, like that'd be fine. Like we hung out together. We've done like a little bit of witchcraft together. She came over in my place one night and we did tarot reading. She found a pendulum board underneath this like whole medicine cabinet at an antique store, and she leaned down, she dropped something and she leaned down and there was a pendulum board underneath it, and so she bought it and she brought it over and we did some like pendulum magic in my apartment one night. So she's been here before.
Yeah.
Sure as shit, Alex texts me like 2 days later.
No, it was 10 days later because it was my birthday.
Okay.
My birthday's Monday.
Okay.
So it's literally been like a year.
It's been a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, and I like texted her once after that, but I didn't hear from her. And I was kind of fucking annoyed that she blew me off.
But it wasn't out of character
row.
for her to like not answer. You didn't hear from her for like stacks
No,
of time.
not at all, because she's kind of flaky. And and like also like I'm sober. She was in task. I peed for her to keep her out of like
Jail.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. And maybe I enabled her. But like when she was harassing me for it and she goes, girl, I just smoked weed. I'm going to get in trouble. Can you pee for me? Or I was out drinking last night. Had people pee for me before.
Yeah.
My pee's clean. So I did it for her like 3 times. So like, you know, I knew she was like, you know, she did some stuff or whatever. And like, I think she did a good amount of coke, but whatever. Anyway, so Alex texts me 10 days later and goes, hey. And for you to say, hey, like it's fucking weird. Like you just text me with random shit. You don't say like, I was cryptically like, hey.
Well, I was just like, oh, like I didn't know if you knew.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, if she knew, she would have told me.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
So then I'm like, and it's so random how I found
that
out.
You found out because you met her once when we got the tattoo and you spoke to her on the phone. Needless to say, she died that night that she was supposed to tattoo me. She didn't have fucking asthma. I think that it was an overdose. I found that out. Apparently, her body got left at the hospital, like just dropped off there, and the guy bolted. And I became so obsessed with finding out about everything that happened. And the only reason I know this is because she was supposed to tattoo my fingers, and I went to the tattoo parlor where she was working at the time, and she had just started there. And I like went there on a mission, and I was like, I need to find these drawings because I wanted to get them tattooed. And I was like on her social media, like trying to find out what happened. And I went there and I said, I'm one of her good friends. I was like, I just don't know if there's some drawings because I wanted it as a memorial to her to put on my fingers of what she was going to do. So the guy pulls me in and he goes, listen, I don't think it was an overdose. No, I don't think it was an asthma attack. Mm-hmm. Apparently she was under critical condition. She had an alias. Her alias was named Critical Hawaii. They called her mom a bunch of times. Her mom didn't even fucking come. You know, they kept her like very DL. The FBI was there. They were doing all searches on it, and they called us because
Well, she just got dumped at the
She got dumped
hospital.
at the fucking hospital, and they knew where she worked. They looked at her ID, and they found like some of the last calls. So she called out of work and said, and he goes, she said that you canceled on her, so she left for the night. I'm like, I didn't fucking cancel on her.
Yeah.
So she knew that she was going out and partying that night.
Right.
So the whole thing is so fucking crazy. And like, I hate to say this. This sounds so fucked up, but I'm going to say it. I almost felt better that it was drugs than asthma because, I mean, again, this sounds so fucked up, but I'm a drug addict.
Yeah.
If I died from an overdose, I went out doing what I loved.
Right.
I went out with a bang.
Yep.
I knew what I was doing. Asthma, I feel like it's so sad and unfortunate.
Because your last minutes, you're literally
gasping for
and
air.
you're terrified because not being able to
Exactly.
breathe is like the scariest thing.
Horrifying. As Alex choking on her own
As
COVID
I'm dying,
vomit.
guys.
Literally. So the whole thing was just so fucking crazy. And I became so obsessed with finding out. And then I went to another tattoo artist, local, and I got her initials put on my finger and the Starry Night that she was going to do on my fingers. Like, so all my knuckles are tatted with what she was going to do. And I have a lot of stuff on me from her that's it's intimate. It's our details, you know, like she's a part of me. So I get home. So fast forward, you know, a year later, and she's always a part of me, and I still talk to her, and I still have some of the tarot cards that she bought me and some of the stones, and I talk to her a lot. I go and talk to the moon, and I say, hey, Alicia, I miss you, whatever.
Right.
So fucking last Friday night, fast forwarding a year later, this happened a year ago, last Friday night, I get home from work, and my TV is on.
That's weird. You don't even watch TV when you're here, I feel.
It was in the bedroom. I hadn't put on the bedroom TV since pre-COVID because my boyfriend and I did not watch TV. We don't watch TV in the bedroom. I watch TV in the bedroom. He and I don't. We watch it in the main room. So I hadn't put it on since pre-COVID because we were together nonstop during the entire quarantine. He also wasn't over my place the night before because you and I were recording. So sometimes I'll go to work the next day and I'll just leave him here. And if he was here that morning, that wouldn't be that crazy. Maybe he put on the TV or maybe he bumped something and it turned on.
Right.
No, it was just me. I come home from work and my fucking TV is on, but it's not playing, but the power's on.
Okay.
In my bedroom. And it was just black, but it was on. So I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, that is so weird. So I shut the TV off. I light incense. I light sage. I kind of clear the place out.
Yeah.
Kind of don't think of anything of it because weird shit always happens. So then that's last Friday. Tuesday night, what's today? Today's Friday. We're recording on Friday. So 3 days ago, so a week ago that happened. Then 3 days ago on Tuesday night, I come home from boxing. I have this plant that has these lights on it that are skulls. And you flick them on and off. Like they're like battery packed. You flick them on and off. And the flick is like a switch. Like it's not something, it's not
like a toddler wouldn't be able to do it.
No.
Like you have to have like the fine motor skills and like
to
press
switch it on and off.
like flick it.
I don't really turn these lights on unless I'm setting like an ambiance or a mood, and I haven't put them on in like weeks.
Yeah.
Get home from boxing, I clean my floor, I make dinner, I'm sweeping, I'm walking around my entire place, eating in the kitchen, and I see that like where the tree is. My boyfriend walks in, he walks into the couch, so I turn around and I fucking look at him, and the lights on the tree are fucking on.
That's bizarre.
And I'm like, I look at him and I just stop. And he's like, what? And I was like, dude. And he's like, what? And I was like, those lights weren't on 3 fucking minutes ago. I was like, did you put them on? He goes, no, I didn't even go near that tree. And I was like, that's not even fucking funny. And I know he didn't do it. He's not going to lie to me about putting lights on. And I said, I have been home for an hour and a half and those lights were not fucking on.
That is so weird.
So I'm like spinning in my head. And I'm like, nobody's in my place. Like I searched it up and down. Nobody was here. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm home when the lights all of a sudden turn on the fucking tree.
Right.
And it's a heavy switch. Like they have not been on. And so I'm in my head, I'm going. And then all of a sudden, Alicia, the tattoo artist, pops into my fucking head. So I go back in my phone and I look through our texts because I still have all of our texts. Sure as fucking shit. Last Friday, a year ago, so it was January 14th. That was a year to the day that she fucking died.
Wow.
So
That's gives me goosebumps.
right? So I'm like 100% that's her.
Yeah. She's saying what's up.
Yeah, exactly. And it made me feel better knowing that like that's what it was, because spirits, Alex and I are big into the spiritual shit. We believe in it. Some people listening, like my boyfriend was like, he doesn't believe in any of that shit. As soon as
Come stay in my house for a little bit.
As soon as I said that, like the lights were not on and then they were on when he was there and he saw my face. Like he's like, dude, like now I believe that shit goes on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm telling you. And then when I looked into the day that she died, then that's when the TV was left on in my apartment. And so he's like, holy fuck, I actually believe that was her. Like he's now kind of like open to the fact. You know what I mean?
Well, spirits, like they manipulate electricity. That's how they like get your attention and stuff.
Yup. They're big with electricity. They absolutely fuck with it. So 100% that was her just saying hi. And it makes me feel so much better knowing that it's her instead of just like
A random spirit in the house.
somebody fucking random.
Yeah.
But I'm like 100% about that. Like even I was telling my coworker today and he goes, dude, that's so fucking crazy. That's like when this guy Brian at my job died a few years ago and he ended up overdosing.
Yeah.
And we have these like weird neon lights like around the dealership by the window. And the neon lights were always finicky, so we just kind of turned them off. And they like outlined all the windows and they were like little cheesy things, but they look cute at night when you looked into the dealership.
Yeah.
So they were off because they wouldn't work. They kind of flickered, whatever. We turned them off completely. That guy, Brian, died. He overdosed. That night or the next morning they come in and the only fucking neon lights that were on were the ones that were over his desk, but nobody put them on.
That's so weird.
Right? And so
Not weird, but I don't find it weird, but it's like that's crazy.
yeah. And my boss got so freaked out that he ripped all the neon lights down. He like ripped them all out. He's like, fuck this shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was like done with it. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of cute that she was just saying, hey. There's always somebody out there looking. So, all right, guys. Anyway, so before we close out, you know what time it is.
Confession Corner.
All right. First confession. Whoa, that sounded rough. Cuckold fetish. I developed a cuckold fetish. I like the idea of people seeing my girlfriend's body and it turns me on. Sometimes I get turned on imagining her receiving pleasure from another guy in my presence, but I know she would never accept to do that since she's monogamous. I've already tried to convince her to sell nude pics on the internet to see the guys lusting after her and praising her beauty as well as being a good income as she's really hot. But she feels too insecure and afraid, I don't know how to deal with this new fetish. It's new? That's weird that it's like new.
Yeah, like how did this come about?
Deep-rooted, not new. Anyway, I also like exhibitionism. That is showing my body to other people. I would like to put these fetishes into practice doing lives on 18 plus sites, but out of respect for her, I didn't put it on. I want to tell her about this and hear what she thinks, but I'm afraid she lose interest in me because of this, since she already told me that she feels bad for me showing her body to other guys. I didn't said I liked it, but I said I wouldn't feel bad about it. I don't know what to do. That last sentence doesn't really make sense. Anyway, I don't know. How does this just come about?
I don't know.
I feel like this is like more deep rooted than like all of a sudden, like he's making it sound like last week he just automatically came out with this fucking lust for like cuckolding.
And it sounds like he already knows she's not going to be into it. The girlfriend.
I wouldn't be into it.
Me either. I don't want to fuck another guy.
I don't want my guy wanting me to fuck another guy.
Right.
Like I want him to want me and only me, not anybody else.
Right, exactly.
That's not my thing. Like, I get that it's other people's things and I fully support everybody else for it, but that's not my thing personally.
And I would never want to watch my man fucking someone else either. I would be
gut a
like,
bitch.
yeah.
I would scalp her while they're
And
fucking.
him. Yeah, his dick would be chopped off and she would be
Scalped.
walking out with her face rearranged. So,
Are we jealous or what?
no.
Nah, I don't know. I feel like if you're into it, then find people that are into it.
Exactly.
And if you're not into it, if they're not into it, then like move on to somebody that's into it.
Yeah, you have to have the same fetishes or
compatibility,
like,
yeah.
Because
But-
if not, you're going to go cheat or whatever. Like, we always say this.
Yeah, and you're gonna like feel unfulfilled.
Exactly.
So honestly, it's time to break up with her and move on to somebody that likes to be in your cuck party.
True.
That's
agree.
our advice.
Okay, next one. My husband of 10 years finally admitted he's gay, and I'm fine with it. Okay.
All right.
I always knew he was different and chalked it up to being a nerd. We really never had much of a sex life, although we have 5 kids. I asked him if he didn't... she get knocked up every time they had sex?
Yeah, I guess. Or like maybe they only fuck like twice a year or 3 times a year and she just like happened to be ovulating. Or maybe she's cheating.
True.
Facts.
The kids look like the milkman.
Yeah.
So she says, I asked him if he didn't love me, and that turned into his admittance that he's gay. He asked if I wanted a divorce. We talked and decided to stay married and keep things the way they are. He's an excellent dad, good provider, and we get along. I don't think he'll actually meet guys. He's too picky. I don't need sex. Sex is overrated in marriage.
Who's fucking marriage?
There are so many things wrong with that last, couple of sentences. Number one, you don't think he's gonna go meet guys.
He
already is.
If he's gay, he knows he's gay. That means he knows he likes sucking cock.
Right.
You don't just think you're gay. You practice being gay and you know you're fucking gay and you know that you love worshiping dick.
Do you think he's actually working late every, Tuesday? No, he's at the fucking motel up the road.
He had the gay bar, honey.
Yeah, come on.
And sex isn't important in a marriage? What the
Well,
fuck?
clearly it's bad for
Yeah.
her because he's not into it because he's gay.
Yeah.
And that's why she doesn't care. I don't know. Some people are just asexual. They don't care about getting laid.
Yeah.
Can't
Sex
relate.
is so important to me in a relationship. I've been sick for 2 weeks and I feel like the sex has been we've been very sick.
Yeah.
It hasn't been so spicy. So last night I put on lingerie. You got to fucking keep it spicy. You got to make it
You have to, regardless of how long you've been married, how long you've been
Yeah.
dating, if you have kids, if you are not keeping it spicy, they're going to get it somewhere else.
they're getting it somewhere else and I need that fulfillment in my life too.
Yeah.
We're sexually driven people though, you and me. Some people
it's not important.
Some people it's not important. I find sex very important in a relationship.
But I think the people that don't find it important have never really had good sex.
True. Even you remember my mom talking to me about it when we were we thought our friend was cheating or her husband was cheating or something
Yeah.
and whatever. And then my mom's I don't even remember how it went, but she's we still make it work. And my parents are 65 and she goes, you got to keep it spicy.
Exactly.
My mom's 65. She told me
They still have needs.
Absolutely. And she goes, we still make time for each other and we still make it work. And she said that to Alex. And I know, I don't really give a fuck. But it's
Yeah.
your parents. Thanks,
Well, at least
Mom.
they're happy and still
they're
love each other.
He pinches her ass all the time. It's adorable.
I know.
But I really believe that sex is so important in a relationship. Otherwise, you have a fucking roommate.
Exactly.
I would just move in with you.
Right, exactly.
And then we could just be best friends living together. But we're not doing that because I need to be dick down.
Right. Exactly.
Yo, this bitch is delusional. All right, guys, last confession. My wife is a slut. I found out a few days ago that my wife has a secret Reddit account and has been inviting guys over to give them BJs. You know what? Maybe he doesn't think sex is important and she getting
Clearly
it
not.
else. I know it's happening because I've been watching her meet them at home on our security cam. She has no idea.
Well, how stupid is she?
Can't wait to confront her about it. Hey, guy, what's her username on Reddit? Just to verify. No.
But wait, she knows they have security cameras and
it says I've been watching her meet them on our at-home security cam. She has no idea. Oh, but wait, maybe
she has to know they have the security cameras.
Security cams.
She probably just doesn't know he's watching it. But like,
she knows what she's doing.
Yeah. She's probably tried to break up with him like 10 times and he like won't leave.
Yeah,
so she's like,
she's
fuck
just
it.
blowing people on camera on Reddit.
I wonder if she's getting paid for it.
Honestly, more power to her.
Yeah.
Go girl.
Sorry, buddy, who wrote in.
So I had this friend. I probably shouldn't talk about this. Maybe I've talked about it before. I have this friend whose dad, he's deceased. He was cheating on his wife and he was on Craigslist and he was bringing men over to the house and fucking all these guys.
Wow.
In their like backyard and shit like that and like finding them on the back pages. Turns out he got AIDS and that's how he died.
Holy shit.
But I'm like, how did the wife not get AIDS?
They obviously weren't
didn't
sleeping together.
Have sex, yeah. But he was living this whole other gay life. Speaking, like, this goes back to both of our fucking confessions that we just had. He was living this whole other gay life and, like, bringing these men, and he ended up getting AIDS. And then the daughter found out because she's a nurse, who's my friend, and found all the medical records and shit like that. And, like, she was so fucking beside herself. And then it, like, you know, the whole
because
family
it's like
was
your
wrecked.
whole life was a lie, kind of.
Yeah. But, like, if I was the wife, like, I'm hoping, at this point, I'm hoping they didn't have sex together. They clearly didn't if she didn't get, you know, AIDS.
I also think it's harder to transmit male to female.
Is it?
Yeah, because I think it's more prevalent in the gay community because you're kind of, like, ripping, like, not to be, like, graphic, but, like,
that's what it is.
You're, like, ripping, like, the
rectum?
Yeah, and that's how it gets in because you have to have, like, open wounds, like contact. So
is that what it is? Is that
that's
why
what
it's easier?
that's what I was told or heard or read. I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's like you're really not, unless you have like a massive dick, you're not ripping open someone's vagina.
No.
So
you can fit a fucking child.
I mean, it's possible to like spread it to, you know, but like I don't think they probably weren't having that much sex. Number one.
No, I doubt they were even having sex.
And if they did, like a couple of times a year or whatever, like I don't think it's that easy to transmit it as people like think it is.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I thought it was like straight contact, like automatically you pretty much get AIDS.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now they have medicine for it too, and there's so much research on it that like you could almost like I was watching Shameless one time, and like after they had sex, the guy's like, "Oh, I have to tell you something. I have AIDS, but I take medicine for it, so it's not transmittable."
Right. And now you can like take medication to even prevent you from getting it, contracting it if you did have like that Truvada for PrEP that's always on the TV, like the commercials, like that's for like preventing it.
Bug chasers won't like that. We've spoke about this before on one of our episodes. I think it was like the 11th episode we had with Claude, and Claude told us about bug chasers. Anybody that didn't listen, it's these men that it's their life prophecy to contract AIDS, and they live for it.
Which I don't understand.
It's
like,
the whole thing of probably like fulfilling their hypochondriac life, but I don't even know. Like, why would you want like one of the worst diseases that you could possibly get?
And you suffer at the end.
Yeah, like your skin falls off.
Yeah, like no thank you.
Like, do you ever see Gia with Angelina Jolie? And I feel like at the end, like
No.
it was actually a good movie. She had AIDS in it and her like skin was falling off on the sheets and the sheets were all like bleeding. It was almost like, it almost looked like her skin was on that, like, you know how like Chernobyl,
Yeah.
like how their skin was like falling off. It
Oh,
was kind of
yeah.
like Chernobyl, like.
Ew. Well,
Yeah.
that was like that movie with Tom Hanks, Philadelphia, when
Yeah.
he had AIDS. That movie was like soul crushing. If you're
I've
ever
never
like,
seen it.
want to get like sad, watch that movie.
I might watch that tonight. I'll cry 2 times in a week.
There you go. But yeah, he was like suffering so much at the end, and
Well,
it's
yeah.
just like, why the fuck would you ever want to contract that? But
I don't know. People be fucking weird.
that's one of the weirdest I've ever heard, though.
That is
like,
straight up strange. Like, we're not trying to be haters. We're open to everything that anybody does. But yo, that is fucked.
I mean, like, I thought sticking rods in your dick was odd. This is like 5,000 times
No,
weirder.
at least sticking rods in your dick and sounding, you get pleasure from. Like, the pain is pleasure. This is just like a death wish.
Right.
Like, I don't understand anything about bug chasing. It's their life prophecy. And like the bugs, like, what did he say? There was like the people and they have like these ceremonies where they go and they all just get railed by all these men that have AIDS and they're the givers.
Yeah, I'm like looking it up right now on Reddit, and it
So
says,
fucked up.
say hello to Gabby from Flower Mound, Texas, who is a bug chasing STD whore and who also loves dogs. I
doesn't
can't
love
wait to get
dogs?
AIDS and be infected.
Whoa. This
And it's a
bitch has
picture
some
of her
jugs.
titties. But yeah, so this is like a real thing.
No, this is an actual real thing. And anybody that has it, I would get mentally checked out. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Well, we need to interview one for one of our podcasts.
Screenshot that bitch.
I
I
will.
want to get her on.
Okay.
Our next episode will be bug chasing.
There's
Maybe
a community on Twitter also.
All right, let's
I'll look
go.
that up.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, next week we have a good episode for you.
Yes.
Hopefully, we have a guy coming on talking about combo, so stay tuned for that. Combo, for anybody that doesn't know, Alex and I have done it a few times. You basically like
Poison yourself.
you poison yourself. Speaking of bug chasing and being weird, no, you basically like poison yourself and it's energy resetting. So it's going to be a little bit of a different episode that we have, and it's going to be more energetic and healing instead of just fetishes. But we will see you guys next week. Follow our new Instagram, DBNS period podcast. We're figuring this out. Facebook got shut down too. Fuck you, Zuck. And then Twitter and TikTok are the same podcast, DBNS. Guys, one day we're going to get our social media down pat, but for now we're just getting banned. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised.